he's worried about the rest of the Bucs. You'll hear his comments shortly. The Dolphins ruled out Tua for this week in Buffalo. We will go live to Miami to find out who starts Sunday and what this means for them moving forward. And the latest on Lamar Jackson's status for Sunday against the Bengals. Was the Ravens star able to get back on the practice field today? About to find out. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? I'm Max Kellerman, and welcome to this Just in a Fast Hour around the world of sports and how I and some of my friends see it. That is NFL insider extraordinaire Kimberly A. Martin. And that is Super Bowl champion Damien Woody. We start with the latest on Lamar. We're still waiting to see whether or not Lamar will be available to play this Sunday in Cincinnati for Wild Card Weekend. He's missed the last 5 games for Baltimore. Hasn't practiced in over a month. The Ravens begin preparations for the Bengals in practice today. Now, since he was drafted in 2018, Lamar has the 3rd best winning percentage among qualified starting quarterbacks, behind only Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees, and with far lesser receiving cores over that time than those guys. And as you might imagine, the Ravens' offense is more productive when he's under center, scoring a touchdown more per game and averaging nearly 50 additional yards. Kimberly? Oh, by the way, Lamar has not been seen at the open portion of practice today.
Right.
I said yesterday, Kimberly, today was the drop-dead day for me. Says if he doesn't practice by today, I don't think they can win. It's not enough time. He's going to be too rusty. What are you hearing?
Well, as of right now, like you said, he wasn't spotted thus far. Now, obviously, we're on set today, so it's a little unclear if maybe he just ran onto the field now. As of now, no one's seen him yet. And that's the disappointing thing, because today, Wednesday, we talked about this all day, guys. Wednesday is the day. That's where you're doing, you said it, Damien, the meat and potatoes of the prep week. Yep. And when you look at the fact that they have a really important playoff game against the Bengals, you need a healthy Lamar against that Bengals defense, and it's unclear if we're actually going to get that. You
know, it's 2 years going now that Lamar Jackson, by himself on offense, basically, has given you a shot to win every single game. You know, I think about him carrying that nothing. That team was as banged up as any team you ever want to see last year. They were winning most of their games because of Lamar. Yeah. Then he gets nicked up, and not so much. And then this year, a 4th quarter lead in every single game he played, Damien. Doesn't look like it's to be. Where are you on this Lamar situation?
I'm basically echoing what Kimberly talked about. If you don't practice today, I don't expect him to play. Because Wednesday, you ask any NFL player, Wednesday is the heavy install day. That's when a lot of what you're going to run is going to be installed on Wednesday. If you don't practice on Wednesday in an important playoff game, I just don't see it. I don't see him out there. I don't see him being available for this weekend's game.
Now you think about it. He went head-to-head with Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and Joe Burrow got a lot more than Lamar Jackson on offense. Went head-to-head, outplayed Joe Burrow, made plays. Joe Burrow wasn't making plays down the stretch and beat him head-to-head, right? Like with Lamar. Okay, so assuming he does not play, though, Sunday, do you give the Ravens any chance in Cincinnati? No chance, right, Kimberly?
Without
any
Lamar,
shot?
no.
It really tells you in a way, I like talking about Mahomes and Burrow and Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Is there really another player more valuable than Lamar Jackson on a game-to-game basis in the NFL?
Because he is this system. He is their system.
He's the system.
He's the system.
They built it.
They built it around Lamar.
Huntley looks good. I mean, he's hurt, but like when he looks good, when he's in there, he runs around and stuff. But he ain't Lamar Jackson.
He's not Lamar. I mean, think about this, Max. When Lamar Jackson's on the field, they average over 25 points per game. When he doesn't play, they average 12. That says it all right there.
Cowboys travel to Tampa Monday to face the Bucs. Bucs beat the Cowboys 19-3, as you may recall, week 1 in Dallas, holding them to their fewest points this season. Dak Prescott was injured in that game, but the Bucs were already up by 16 when it happened. They'll be playing on grass for the 6th time this season. That's been a problem for the Cowboys. Dallas went 1-4 on grass fields, compared to 11-1 on turf fields. 1-4, you might say, oh, that's not a statistical thing, but 11-1 on turf. Brady, looking for his 8th win against the Cowboys, enters 7-0. Jerry, how you feeling about facing the GOAT?
When you really think about it, we're not playing Brady, but boy, we're playing Tampa Bay, the team. And it's conceivable that we could make Brady not play well and get their tails beat by the rest of the team. And I'm not trying to be cute, but we've got to go play the entire team. And this Brady thing has got to be sensitive. I know it's there, and I respect that. Gives us a challenge to do something we haven't done before, and that's beat Tom Brady.
Look at this. ESPN senior writer Bill Barnwell joins the party. Kimberly, I want to start with you, though. Brady have like a psychological whammy on the Cowboys?
I think Brady in the playoffs, postseason Brady has a psychological advantage on most teams. But this year, I think it's different. Just based on the fact that we have not seen the Bucs look particularly good for like there are moments, there are fourth quarter moments, a handful, but I think this is a different Bucs team, a different Brady, but over the course of his career, he feels like it's a new season when the playoffs start. And having Tom Brady, I disagree with Jerry. You are playing Tom Brady because Tom Brady in the playoffs, that injects something different on the sidelines. Like guys understand Tom Brady's psyche and understands that things become bigger. I just don't think this team has played well enough to upset the Cowboys, in my opinion.
Damien, you got a quarterback closer to 50 than 40 and a wiped-out offensive line against the best pass rush in the business, maybe the best player in the NFL, and Micah Parsons, right? Like, you have that should be a nightmare matchup for the Bucs and Tom Brady, but that's not what most people's guts are telling them. You have more faith in Brady's offense or Dallas's defense Monday night?
You put me in an impossible situation right here. Listen, I'm gonna go with Dallas defense because I've seen some consistency from them. Although the latter part of the season they've kind of waned some. When you talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, they've been inconsistent all year.
Yeah.
All year.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say this: the one thing they've been consistent at is throwing the ball all over the field. They have no balance on offense. So we know that Tom Brady's gonna go back there and he's gonna probably drop back about 40 to 50 times in this game.
And my favorite thing that Bill Barnwell and a few people like Bill Barnwell in various sports do is look at the situation and come to counterintuitive conclusions. I am to understand, Bill, that you're about to tell us that who's a bad matchup for whom in this game?
The Buccaneers, Max, are a bad matchup for the Dallas Cowboys in this matchup. We saw it happen in week 1. They won 19-3 in that game. And yes, Dak Prescott did get knocked out, but that didn't happen until late in the second half. We know that Cowboys pass rush is fierce, but Tom Brady gets the ball out quick. He can mitigate those great pass rushes by getting the ball out before Micah Parsons can get there. And the Cowboys offense is a mess right now with offensive line issues. Terrence Steele, their excellent right tackle, is out for the year. Tyler Biadasz, starting center, has missed a couple weeks with a high ankle sprain, and that has shut down their rushing attack. It has not worked the past 3 weeks. Tony Pollard less than 100%. So if the Cowboys are one-dimensional with Dak Prescott, who's turned the ball over at the highest rate in football this season, I'm concerned that the Buccaneers might actually be better fit for the Cowboys than the other way around.
See, that's what I mean by counterintuitive
That's Bill.
conclusion, also known as a hot take. But D. Wood, yes, the Bucs also have talent on defense, and if the Cowboys' offensive line is a problem, maybe that decides the game.
Well, the problem is the Buccaneers have been inconsistent on the defensive side of the football.
Inconsistent, but not without talent.
Not without talent. They do have talent, but they've been inconsistent on the defensive side of the football. This is Buccaneers team. When I watch them, honestly, they look old. They do. This team looks old, and they're not the same explosive team that we saw like a couple years ago. They're not.
And Brady also, Kimberly, it's up the middle pressure when the pocket collapses usually that gets them, and the Cowboys are special on the edges, right? So, quick answer, who has the bigger game, Dak or Brady?
I'll say Brady. I'll say Brady. This is terrible.
Listen, I'm going Brady. Dak has been a mess.
There you go.
He's been a mess.
Bill, Dak or Brady has the bigger game?
You know the answer to this question is going to be Tom Brady. We flipped them, Max. They were all on the Cowboys side. Now we're all on the Bucs side.
That's right. And the reason he has the advantage, is the game matters. And the Cowboys have 3 playoff wins during Tom Brady's career where he has, what, Bill, 35? Which matches the entire Dallas franchise's history or something. I mean, this is Brady's time of year. He'll get rid of the ball. He'll know where he's going ahead of time. Might not have a great game, but it'll be there when it counts. This just in. Complete? 8 years ago today, we had yet another devastating playoff moment for America's team. Des Bryant with a spectacular non-catch, something about a football move.